Welcome to The Problematic Gaze with me, Dr. Lee Arnott.
And me, Dave Moore.
Each episode we take a piece of pop culture from yesteryear and ask ourselves the question, could you get away with it today? And if not, why not? And what does that say about society and culture then and now?
And alongside taking a deep dive into our chosen topic, we'll also explore the cultural landscape in our Culture Corner section, just to put the show and the year we're going to talk about into context.
Indeed. Are you all right, Dave?
I'm very good. So, we should inform our gazers what's just happened.
What's just happened?
We've been recording a trailer. And we had a little script.
Yes, we did.
And when we put the script alongside the camera, it was very obvious that we were looking and reading our script rather than staring intently at our gazers and prospective new gazers. So what did we have to do? We had to learn the script.
Yes, we did.
Now, we both have trod the boards in the past.
We have.
I mean, I remember doing a full-length play when I was on stage all the time, and the dialogue was an hour and 40 minutes of me talking, basically.
I've done Shakespeare, for God's sake.
I know, and we managed to do it, but that was probably about 25 years ago.
Yes.
And trying to learn 6 lines of dialogue was no mean feat. How many takes did we do?
I don't know, but it just says something about the elasticity of the brain, doesn't it? And how not using it makes us a little bit fudgy.
We are all ladies and gays and gentlemen of a certain age now, and the mind... Well, that was a frightening glimpse into our future, wasn't it?
Yes, it makes me think I need to do more brain training exercises.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do thank my co-host, Dr. Lee Arnott, for his patience, because it was me fucking up more than him.
I think the ratio was about 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did it.
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 Watch
And-
out for our brand new 2026 trailer.
Indeed. But in the moment,
yes.
to business, because we've got quite a show to look at today,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Now, Dr. Lee,
Yes.
a couple of years ago when I first started this podcast, did you think that at 10:30 on a Sunday morning, we'd be sat here talking about the drunken sexual antics of a certain
the night
group
before?
of people? Not of us, of a certain group of people in the northeast of England in 2011.
It never crossed my mind, but here we are. Here we
Yes.
find ourselves. Yes, because today we are looking at Geordie Shore. I should say Geordie Shore.
Yeah, a screaming handbrake turn from last
Yes.
week's Dad's Army.
Yes, indeed. Now we're looking at an episode that was broadcast on the 14th of June 2011, which already seems like 100 years ago, doesn't it?
doesn't it?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it is 15 years ago,
Wow.
which is just astonishing. What is your relationship with Geordie Shore?
Well, it's just like a window into my life, basically. Not really. Well, I mean, I have been known to indulge in alcohol
You
and
have.
sexual frivolities in my distant youth, as we all have. So we come into this episode without judgment
Yes.
of the antics of the girls and boys in Geordie Shore. But my relationship with Geordie Shore was, I kind of watched a few episodes back in the day, but it was something that was always on in the background.
Right.
And it was always, oh my God, look at what they're doing. And then correcting myself and thinking, you ain't so pure and innocent yourself, Dave. So just reserve judgment. What about
Right.
you?
I never saw it. It just had no interest. I mean, well, by the time it comes out, this is 2011, so I was 38. Clearly not the target audience for Geordie Shore. And obviously I'm from the northeast originally, from Northumberland, not a Geordie.
So it's water off a duck's back for you, really.
Really? I mean, it wasn't telling me anything I didn't already know. But it never appealed. But I'm sure that if I'd been 15 years younger and had been my 20-year-old Heat magazine reading self, I'd probably have loved it and been all over it. But
Yeah.
I'd never actually seen an episode until we sat down and watched one for this.
And
Can we just go back to Dad's Army?
do you feel slightly soiled and unclean?
I just felt like I'd just been squawked at for an hour. It was just like an assault on my senses.
That's a really good way to describe it. It's
Yeah.
a proper, colourful, language-wise, visual-wise.
I mean, that's the language I grew up with, you
Yeah.
know, working class families. You know, I remember when I was very, very young, we were all sitting in my nana's front room and my Auntie Lynn whispered in my ear, "Go and tell your granddad to fuck off." I think I must have been about 5. So I went across. I mean, everybody's in there, and I went across and went, "Grandad, fuck off!" And everybody was like, "Yay, go on, lad, go on, pet." So I'm not a shrinking violet when it comes to swearing and shenanigans by any stretch of the imagination, but. Maybe it's just an age thing.
Yeah.
But this felt like it was. It felt a bit like Christmas.
Yes.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about Christmas. Just squawking in your face, very loud,
Yes.
and just what the fuck is going on?
So, for our international listeners and our UK listeners and viewers of a certain gentle disposition who may never have heard of Geordie Shore, shall I
Yes.
give you a little brief outline of what it was?
Please do.
I haven't learnt this script like we did for our trailer because it's too long. Can
There'll be a
imagine?
day when we have auto cues.
There will be.
Or somebody, an underling over there with idiot boards.
Yes.
More likely.
Yeah, exactly.
husband.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband.
Don't move!
We need to put him to work.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Okay, so Geordie Shore is a British reality television series broadcast on MTV. It debuted...
R.I.P., by the way.
Exactly, well, we'll come on to that.
Right.
Yes. It debuted in May 2011 and is the British spin-off to an American series, Jersey Shore, which our international listeners may have heard of. It's set in
Newcastle.
Newcastle upon Tyne. The show follows the daily lives of a group of young participants. As of 2003, Geordie Shore has aired. I can't say aired. Geordie Shore has aired 24 series, making it one of them.
24?
Yes.
Fuck.
Still going now.
Is it still going?
Yeah. Well, it's not on MTV anymore. It's on Paramount Plus now. Oh, actually, it's running alongside MTV. Should read my notes,
gosh.
really.
Gosh.
So, Geordie Shore has attracted both popularity and criticism. A 2011 review in the Metro described the programme as car crash television, but noted its entertainment value. And then Christopher Hooton in the Metro described the show as a gaudy kaleidoscope of six-packs, shots, fights, simulated fellatio, and exposed breasts, but said that criticism of the show was futile given its intent, noting that being shocked by the lasciviousness of Geordie Shore is like being shocked by the lack of nutrition in a pot noodle.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
In 2013, a group of local councillors in Newcastle criticised the programme for its portrayal of the city's nightlife.
Hang on. Have they ever been out in Newcastle on a Friday or Saturday night? Because I'm sorry to say, it's pretty fucking accurate.
Academic analysis has also discussed the show's role in shaping perceptions of regional identity and youth culture. So, on a side note, you did say RIP MTV. So, in December... Oh, was that his tummy grumbling?
They've got a baby.
You just reminded me I haven't had any breakfast yet.
Oh dear, you could start flagging halfway through, aren't you?
Yes, so in December 2025, so last month,
Yeah.
MTV dedicated music channels were discontinued and are no longer carried on Sky and Virgin Media, etc., reflecting the decline of traditional music television. And the main MTV UK HD channels still broadcast but don't focus on music anymore, and mostly airs reality and entertaining programming such as Geordie Shore and Naked Dating UK.
Right.
So
right.
that's it in a nutshell, everyone. RIP at MTV Music. But yeah, that's what it is. So it's a bit Marmitey, this show, wasn't it? Very popular in some sections, but derided in others.
Sure. Shall I tell you what happens in this episode?
Yes.
And indeed, it seems every single episode of Geordie Shore. A typical episode of Geordie Shore begins with everyone waking up furious about something they willingly did the night before, followed by a solemn vow to change that lasts about 4 minutes. There's a group discussion conducted entirely through shouting, a heartfelt apology delivered mid-tan, and at least one person announcing they're done with drama immediately before starting more of it. Night falls, shirts vanish, drinks multiply, and Newcastle bravely absorbs another civic trauma as the cast embark on a pub crawl that ends in tears, snogging, shagging, a kebab-based reconciliation, and the dawning realisation that tomorrow they will do all of it again, but louder. That seems fair, doesn't it?
It
I
does.
thought I watched.
Yeah. Now, before we resume our regular programming, I'm just going to throw at you the names of people in Geordie Shore because some of them have indelibly embedded themselves in youth culture. Others have fallen by the wayside, but let's just go through it. So it's Gary Beadle. This is Series 1, obviously.
Okay.
Gary Beadle, Charlotte Crosby, Holly Hagan, James Tyndale, Jay Gardner, Sophie Cassay, Vicky Pattinson, who we'll be
Okay.
talking about in greater detail later on, and Greg Lake.
I know, I've heard of Gaz Beadle. I saw Charlotte Crosby on The Weakest Link recently.
Yes.
And what's the other one? Kate, what's her name? Pattinson? Vicky.
Vicky Pattinson.
Was she on Strictly?
She was on Strictly this year, yes. Yes. She won the Jungle, the Celebrity Jungle as well.
Right,
So
okay.
she's the one who seems to have emerged from this with a successful career in television.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But we'll
Well,
talk
good
about
for
her
her.
a bit later on.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Now, Geordie Shore is remembered, or actually not remembered. It's pretty much seen, as we've said, as just trash TV. Any kind of controversial elements are ironed out by the usual argument of, well, they're all consenting to do it, and that the show is very self-aware and exaggerated. All correct thus far?
All correct thus far.
Seems to be. So, before we take a deep dive into it, this is a show aimed at young people, not us.
No.
Should we have a look at UK culture for young people in 2011
Let's do it.
and cross over to Culture Corner?
Culture Corner. Right, we need that jingle.
Culture.
Yeah.
So, 2011. Cast your minds back. 2011 is the year digital life becomes real life. This is the moment when being online stops being optional and you've got to be online from this point on. BlackBerry Messenger. Remember a BlackBerry? No?
No, I never was a
No,
BlackBerry
I
person.
wasn't
No.
either. Was central to teenage communication. Twitter, while it was still
Those
nice,
were the days when it was nice.
was a space for live commentary, humour and memes, and of course political arguments. Facebook events and groups were used to organise nights out, protests and flash gatherings. And that's flash as in spontaneous, not flash as in flash Harry.
Remember them flash mobs?
Yeah.
They all just looked a little bit clever, didn't they?
Yeah. Some of them were quite good though.
Yeah, but it's all drama students.
Draw your attention, don't look at them.
Okay, let's look at music. So, One Direction. So, you're all right there?
Yeah.
You cleared your throat?
Yes.
Very good. One Direction, Jessie J, The Wanted, Arctic Monkeys, and Mumford & Sons were examples of bands and acts that were huge in 2011. It's also the year that dubstep crossed into the mainstream with acts like Example and Chase and Status. Grime remained underground but culturally vital with artists like Tiny Temper and Skepta heard on pirate radio and in youth spaces.
I love a bit of dubstep.
Do you?
No. Do you know what it is?
I don't even know what the word means.
No, I don't either.
Is it something to do with the DJ decks?
I think you're asking somebody who doesn't know.
Sorry.
In fashion, it's all hybrid looks, hoodies, snapbacks, skinny jeans, trainers, and a mix of sportswear, high street fashion, and vintage and charity shop finds. Youth style becomes more about function and identity rather than aspiration. It's very much yourself is becoming how you're dressing as opposed to I've got to have this particular label.
Yeah. Now, 2012, the year after this, obviously was the year of the London Olympics. So we were all looking forward to celebrating that, and that was a real cultural moment for the UK. But the summer prior in 2011 wasn't so much.
Bit shit, wasn't it?
It was a bit shit. So it was the year of the summer riots. And for young people, it kind of saw them framed as criminal, parentless, socially broken. Obviously, not all youth people, but, you know.
That was the narrative being spun,
Wasn't it? So the use of CCTV and social media evidence raised fears about surveillance. So there was a deepened mistrust between youth and authority. The use of stop and search technique, which over-targeted youths of colour, was very prevalent this year.
Yeah.
And the institutional bias became unavoidable topic.
Indeed, and actually, if you wanted to go to uni, the thought of £9,000 a year fees and a considerable debt shapes how young people see adulthood. They're going to have more debt, less stability. And the idea that we had when we were younger, that you'd went to uni, you'd get a good job, you'd buy a house, feels broken. The social contract for young people has gone, it feels like. It's pretty shitty, actually.
Yeah, well, that's interesting what you say about social contract, because that's how it was the last few decades, wasn't
Yes.
it? You know, you had affordable
Yes.
housing, you got a job. If you had a job, then you were able to afford a mortgage. You know, that's certainly what it was like for our parents. But even kind of into our generation, that was starting to slip away.
Yes.
And then we get to this next generation, and it's all but gone. You know,
Yeah,
pay
absolutely.
£9,000 to go to uni.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's no wonder, but also, you know, youths get disparaged, don't they? Look at the youth of today. They're
They've got it
all
easy.
work
Yeah.
shy, lazy,
Yeah.
and all that. It's like, well, what is the incentive?
Exactly. And the big scandal, things like student loans, there are so many cases now of people who took student loans out back in the day, have been paying them for 20 years and owe more than they had
Yeah.
when they started doing it. It's terrible. Terrible.
Yes, it really is. So as a consequence, are you just going to cough at the start of every single
It's like,
sentence
it's like
I
Who
say?
Wants to Be a Millionaire, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just blink at me instead.
Fine.
Okay. Are we there? Are we done? Are we
I
loosened?
think so.
Very good. Okay, so as a consequence of all this, we start to get a hustle culture with more young people taking on side projects, freelancing, the creative self-branding out of necessity, etc. This all lays the groundwork for the later gig economy way of thinking.
Yeah. On TV, it's reality TV aspirational shows like The X Factor and similar shows show young people that actually there is an escape through fame. Fame looks like one of the few visible ways you can get some kind of degree of certainty in your life. And I guess shows like Geordie Shore kind of capitalise on that, don't they?
And it's all an illusion.
All an illusion. Ah.
Just ask Cher Lloyd.
Oh, God, there's a blast from the past.
But then you can make it, One Direction.
Yes.
Look at that. Well,
Yes.
I mean, obviously, that
All right.
ended.
Go on.
Okay, so 2011 was the bridge between analog youth culture and fully digital life. As we've mentioned, it was the year youth culture became politicised. We became watched. Well, they. And fragmented. So, in sum up, many themes of the 2010 surveillance, a lack of certainty, online identity all crystallised around about this time, didn't it?
So for young people, 2011 feels economically bleak. Tuition fees, youth unemployment's rising, emotionally raw, less hopeful than 10 years before, and highly online, but not yet monetised online.
Yeah.
There's a strong sense, I think, of being talked about rather than being listened to, especially after the riots. Yeah. So you've said before Geordie Shore's a reality show. Should we see where it fits in with the kind of 21st century reality shows in general? Because it launches 2011. Reality TV's moved on from like the social experiments of Big Brother or the Pop Idol X Factor kind of talent shows, which is still going, but now we've moved into a new area with shows like Made in Chelsea and Towie. And Made in Chelsea and Towie kind of are aspirational shows, aren't they? Whereas our show, Geordie Shore, is just engineered chaos, isn't it? Yeah. And you mentioned Jersey Shore.
Yeah, so Jersey Shore obviously is the American version which inspired Geordie Shore. But
quite different, aren't they?
yeah, I mean, the UK version does something kind of distinctly different, distinctly British, I would say. So Jersey Shore is kind of about sun, gyms, tans, etc.
Geordie Shore, however, meanwhile, is about cold street kebab shots and vomit.
Yeah. Jersey Shore is Italian-American aspiration.
Geordie Shore, post-industrial northern identity. Very northern. You can't get much more north than Newcastle, apart from where I'm from.
Jersey Shore is about hyper-capitalist confidence.
And Geordie Shore, we're just going to get absolutely arseholed. It's kind of nihilistic. There's nothing else to do. Let's just do that.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much else going on apart from going out getting battered. And we should say, we talked about youth culture. We did our little sums and little calculations, and we kind of worked out that the average age of the Geordie Shore cast in 2011 for the first series was around about 22. So that's the kind of the age we're looking at.
Yeah. So we've got none of this optimism of the American show. Instead, we've got alcohol as the primary engine that fuels narratives. Sex is as currency, I suppose, and conflict. But also hedonism. But hedonism without that American sense of optimism.
Yes.
And it's hedonism just purely for today, living for today.
Which was the narrative set by the producers.
Yes,
has to say. I mean,
absolutely.
Who's to say that these people weren't outside of this show aspirational, looking to further the career? I think Vicky Paxton, it's said that she's got a university degree.
Right.
So,
Right.
but where
But
the
never
prime,
mentioned
no,
it.
then it's never mentioned really. It's sort of a throwaway line. So,
But then, as we said, she got a university, but what? It's as much use as a sponge leg. We're probably not going to get a job with it. I love the fact that it does wear its working class heart on its sleeve. So Towie and Made in Chelsea, they kind of soften the edges of that rough kind of Essex, or I mean, Made in Chelsea's posh anyway, isn't it? But the glamour and the ironic tone of those loosens and smooths out that kind of brittle working class energy you have in Geordie Shore. Geordie Shore, everybody's got really thick accents, love it. There were no attempt to translate what people are saying. I might give you a little bit of Geordie's a bit later on, Dave, see if you understand. We also see their bodies are working class bodies. They look like, the lads look like bricklayers or navvies. The girls have got the classic Geordie lasses out on the town, you know, the tans, the pneumatic boobs.
yeah, Wonder Bras.
Yeah, Wonder Bras. Money, what little there is to be spent immediately. It's not saved. Again, it's this very kind of day-to-day living in this moment. And because it's working class, inevitably it draws censure. You know, oh, what are these people? This is degrading. There's a lot of pearl clutching about it. But the audience love it because they're not pretending to be anything else. No. There doesn't seem to be an air, even though it's a constructed reality show, there doesn't seem to be the air of fakeness that you get with Towie and Made in Chelsea, which seems very scripted in comparison to this.
It's kind of like it's a permission to be, you know, if you're like a working class person, wherever you are in the country, I'm not going to just pinpoint the north, but if you are of this age, that there isn't many prospects for you. Watching this show kind of, it affirms your life of going out, having fun, perhaps being a little bit naughty, you know, aggro and all that kind of thing. It's kind of a reflection of what was happening, but a heightened version of it.
Yes, indeed.
Highly curated, I would say, by the producers.
Yes, so, I mean, and that's a good point, because if we look at who has the power in this show, the cast members are, you know, they're on display, they're highly visible, they're very performative, but as you say, who's shaping the narratives? It's the producers and the editors, invisible, obviously, and they are stirring the pot in order to provide drama and then to examine the consequences of that drama. And of course, the viewer at home is just asked to view, often to mock, to judge. So it seemed to me that the cast really had very little power in this at all.
Well, yes, I do feel as though there was pressure on the cast to perform, because nobody wants to see anybody being boring. So they have to present. If they want to stay on this show, this is a chance for them. This is a chance for these people to perhaps break out of their, you know, not chaste existence, but existence with no prospects, to actually achieve fame. You know, it's been seen before on Big Brother and, you know, like I say, the X Factor and pop idols of this world. If you're being on TV, being famous is everything. It's your route to a higher level of existence, really, of financial gain, of notoriety.
Hello Magazine deal. Okay Magazine deal, not Hello Magazine.
Okay Magazine deal. So, you know, you've auditioned for this show and they've obviously seen potential in you, but you have to present a heightened version of yourself. Otherwise, next season, you're gone.
Yes, absolutely.
And also, the producers spot narratives in what's going on. So these relationships are constructed. You know, that we have this relationship between Jay and Vicky, which you think was probably, you know, they might have been established before they came into the show. No, they've known each other for 3 weeks, but it would seem as though they've been together 5 years, the way they go on about it and stuff. So the producers have paired these people up to a certain extent. And they throw in bombs, they throw in fireworks. There's a scenario in this show where the girls have been talking about Vicky behind her back, but there's no way Vicky could have known if they were talking behind the back, unless the producers have whispered in Vicky's ear, the girls have been talking about you behind your back.
Yeah.
So the producers are the puppet masters pulling the strings for these, and watching how these people react. So that they're really being, as much as not the contestants, but the cast, the participants are manipulating the media to further themselves. Equally, they're being manipulated.
Yes, yeah.
You signed that contract, you're getting paid for this, so you will do what we tell you to do.
Exactly. So before we examine the episode in more detail, should we have a look what was in the top 10? I mean, this is going to be word salad for us, isn't it? I'm sure. So this is the official singles chart, the week beginning the 12th of June 2011. I am quietly confident I will know absolutely none of these. These are just words being spoken by me and David.
Well, yeah, at this point, we'd kind of... this point in your life, you say what you were late 30s,
Yeah.
I was late 30s, you'd kind of solidified what you like in life.
Yes.
Well, I have, and I know you have
yeah.
as well. I mean, some 39-year-olds and early 40s might be a bit more open-minded in what they listen to.
I was very set in my ways by the late 30s.
We've got our Spotify playlists, and we will not deviate from them. Thank you very much.
Unless it sounds like something already on our Spotify playlist. Yeah. I'll start us off with number 10.
Yes.
Number 10 is Bass Down Low by Dev featuring the Cataracts. Mean anything to you?
No.
Oh, good. Next one.
Number 9, I'm Into You. That's the name of the song, by the way. Jennifer Lopez featuring Lil Wayne.
Know the names, obviously.
Yeah.
Not the song. Number 8 is The Lazy Song by Bruno Mars.
Yeah, know that one.
Do you?
Yeah, it's just a kind of like pleasant little ditty.
Means nothing to me.
Yes, okay. LMFAO at number 7 with Party Rock Anthem. That was a good one. Quite enjoyed that one.
I don't know what that is either.
Oh, you'd know if you heard it.
Right. Number 6. Even the title. Every Teardrop is a Waterfall by Coldplay.
Apologies to all Coldplay fans out there.
I just don't understand it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, number 5. I Need a Dollar, Hello Black. That was kind of a one-hitty wonder.
Again, it's just words.
Yeah, it's a kind of like a
Words,
nice little
darling.
R&B bop.
I know this one. Mr. Saxo Beat by Alexandra Sand. I loved Mr. Saxo Beat, partly because me and my goddaughter used to do it on our wee dance routine, so you think you can dance things. Yeah. We got
that one. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. I could probably still do it, actually.
Right, number 3. Right there, Nicole Shirtswinger.
Where? Right where?
Right there.
There, just there.
Yeah.
Because what do you call a shirt swinger?
Yeah.
Sounds like Sid James there.
Okay, now.
Number 2, Give Me Everything. And that's not the song title. Give Me Everything.
Right, okay, yeah.
By Pitbull, Nayo, Afrojack, and Naya.
Not a clue. Not a clue. Right off my head. Okay, what's number 1? Example. We mentioned example, didn't we?
We're so on
We're so on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Example. Change the Way You Kiss Me. Now, I'm sure we will know that song, but I don't know it right now.
No, I have no idea.
I'll have to Google it.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it. Fair enough.
Well, that was about as much use as a sponge leg.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't it?
It really was.
In our quest to define the culture
Yeah.
of the youth.
I'm sure somebody out there will have known some of them. But yes, I hope that helps contextualise at some macro level
Yeah.
what we're talking about. So